Hello, everyone, and welcome in. Today is Monday, February 26th, and we're going to be taking a look at the energy for the collective in general, and then I'll go through each of the groupings. So I hope everybody had a good weekend and that you enjoyed the full moon on Saturday. So I put all of my crystals out in the moonlight to cleanse them. So nice fresh surge of energy there. All right. So as always, take only what resonates from the reading. If it doesn't match up with your situation, don't try to force anything. I will be doing some additional readings this week, and within the next day or so, the readings for the first half of March will be posting. So make sure you hit that subscribe and notification bell to be alerted as to when those videos drop for each of the sign groupings. So let's go ahead and jump in. Let's see what energy wants to come through from God, Spirit, the Divine, or the overall collective. We have the Sun, we have the King of Pentacles in reverse, and we have the Magician. So our Sun energy, remember, this is going to be that abundance and blessings being poured out, a lot of joy and optimism and things kind of coming full circle. So with our King of Pentacles in reverse energy, there's a little bit of kind of like, I guess, maybe misuse of power, some financial instability, or a little bit of greed. But then we also have the Magician energy. So it could be that the misuse of power is associated with trying to transform a situation, like that there's something tricky that's going on or something concerning, and you're really trying to change the situation that you're in, or change some sort of circumstances, and it's coming off as as being like a misuse of power. But there is that Sun energy, so that's going to be your abundance, that's your blessings. So today, let's start with our water signs. That's going to be our Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. So Divine, what messages do you have for our Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces? The Star. So the Star, this is, it's similar to the Sun, but this is more of that like hopes and dreams and optimism. So the Sun is the actual blessings coming in, and the Star is more like the hopes, like you're looking forward to it, you're anticipating it. And then the Sun is the actual realization of those blessings. So let's take a look at our Soul Journey card and see what additional messages are coming through. Happiness. I am aware that being happy means I'm on the right path. And that goes really well, the greens there. So because you're on that right path, because you're in alignment, you have that hope, you have that optimism for the future. It's not that worry of, oh my goodness, what's going to happen. You just kind of have that deep sense of optimism that, I may not understand exactly everything that's going on, but something's good. Something good is coming. All right, let's see. On our Goddess card, so we had one that jumped, and then I'll pull one as well. So we have Sekhmet, be strong. You are stronger than you think you are. Your strength assures a happy outcome. And Ayin, leap of faith. Take a risk and put your heart's true desire into action. So there's those two. And that's a lot of it is with the Sekhmet, the be strong, and realizing that your happiness comes from your strength. And some of that optimism, is going to come from that as well, because it's not a matter of, everything comes really easily. It's a matter of being strong and knowing that even if something tough is happening right now, having that Magician energy of being able to transform the lead into gold, transform the situation into something positive. So one of the examples I used when I was talking with my friend the other day about some challenges and in life and being able to rebound from them, I said, look at professional golfers. It's not that they hit every single shot perfectly. It's that they know how to hit the next shot after they have a bad shot. And that's what sets them apart from, the weekend warriors, is that it's not 100% accuracy on everything. It's, hey, you know what? When you end up in the deep rough over off to the side, you know how to get yourself out of it. And so it's kind of that whole sense of, there's a confidence because it's not going, oh, well, I'm really good. I can hit it straight down the fairway. It's knowing that, you know what? Hey, if I get off on the side, I'm good. I know how to get out of that. So some of that strength and happiness coming together is knowing that you have that resilience and that you have that ability to get yourself back on track, even if you're off in the rough. And then this one, the distraction of shiny things. So, so with that, as it goes with this King of Pentacles in reverse, there's a little bit of that energy of something, you might be misusing your power. And it's like, oh, there's something over there that I kind of want. And, almost misusing power, or a little bit of like greediness of, I'm going to go after that. And so there, that is something to be mindful of, because that's not going to keep you on this path of happiness. So, overall, there's this energy of, yeah, you're transforming things into blessings, but there is a little bit of that sliver of, I guess, warning. Make sure you're not getting pulled too far in the direction of shiny things. You don't want to be, oh, squirrel, and chasing after things, but, take this leap of faith and go after what it is that you really want, and, have that deep knowing that good things are coming. So that is our message for our water signs. Now let's move on to our air signs. So that's our Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And your message today, the Fool. So this is that new beginning, that fresh start. You have blessings coming in the way of a fresh start, kind of a little bit of a reset for you. And it's based on having changed your current situation. You've worked on transforming it from being stagnant energy or heavy energy into something more delightful, some sort of a blessing. So let's see what other clarifying cards come out as we go through this. Discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. And this is going to be able to give you a fresh new start on something. If you've been wanting to do something, but it's kind of like, oh, I want to do it. And then, you kind of get off track. You're, swayed by something else, or something different catches your mind or your eye. This is that reminder of stay disciplined, stay focused, stay on task. And, you'll be able to get some of those blessings. And looking down, look at the color in Data's shirt or vest or coat or whatever, and the sun. So it's that deep, kind of that deep yellowish, goldish color, and you will get your blessings in that fresh new start, but stay disciplined. Diana, focused intention. Keep your unwavering thoughts, feelings, and actions focused on your target, and you will make your mark. So this goes perfectly with this discipline card, that you have to maybe focus yourself more than you want to. If you're in, there's good things, actually, and this just struck me mid thought here. So Diana, this is goddess of the hunt. This is Artemis. This is, with Artemis Green Tarot. This is Artemis, the hunter. And, it's that whole idea of, if you want something, you maybe need to put a little bit more focus on it than you have been doing if you want to really be successful. And this is creator alchemy. So if you're trying to create this new experience for yourself, you want this new beginning, this fresh new beginning, because that's what's going to be bringing in your blessings. You're working on transforming a tough situation into something new that's full of all these blessings for you. You have to have the discipline. And actually, even this creator alchemy card goes very well with the Diana card, because you've got the dark here, and then you've got the darkness, like, of her hair around you. And so, you really need to put in the focus. You need to put in the discipline. You need to keep yourself on task a little bit more to be able to get to that point. Because if you've been in this, I'll call it lighter, oh, I'm just at peace with everything, I'm going with the flow and all of that. I'm not saying, be this like crazy focused, push everybody aside, but I think you do need to put more intention and more direction and more structure around what it is that you want so that you can actually move in that direction. It's hard to feel like you've accomplished what you want if you're not actually really clear, first clear on what it is. Because remember, with the hunter, they don't just randomly start saying, hey, I'm just going to start shooting arrows. Like they pick what they're targeting, and then they do all the preparation against that target. So it's all of the, drawing up on it and, keeping focused, then paying attention to your breath pattern, then, your release on that. But you have to have your target first, because otherwise, what are you doing? So this is that reminder. And I think for today, for the air signs, is decide what it is that you want to do, and then situate yourself and your actions around that. All right, now we are on to our fire signs. That's our Aries, Leo, Sag. The Wheel of Fortune. So, Wheel of Fortune, card number 10. And this is going to be that sense of, good karma, blessings are coming in, things are turning in your direction. Like, the Wheel of Fortune, it's kind of that fated and destined type of feeling. So things are moving into a better cycle of life for you. If you've been feeling down, if you've been feeling like things are really tough, this Wheel of Fortune card is that reminder that things are moving according to how they're fated and destined to. So if you're really struggling and you feel like it's getting worse, pay attention to what are the lessons that are right here in front of your face. If it's a struggle for you, if you look at it, okay, now versus a week ago versus a month ago, if you feel like you're getting progressively more and more stuck, or feeling more and more burned out or worn out, like what lesson is right in front of your face that you're not focusing on? Because the Wheel of Fortune, it's pushing you to resolve this lesson and, move through this lesson. And, so make sure that you're listening to that. So the Jumper card was failure. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. So that was the Jumper card. And then we have Pride. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. So with the Failure card, and that's an important card, and it seems like it kind of goes with, the colors in here kind of go with the I guess that's the nexus behind Guinan there. And it's that reminder that even if things aren't working out, there's a good lesson there. And a lot of professional athletes, for example, will tell you that they learn more from their failures than they do from their wins. So you can learn a lot more from your losses than from your wins. And so learn that lesson. And like I said, if you feel like there's something heavy and, it's just kind of been persistent, even if you objectively look at that and say it's a failure, what is the lesson? Because if something is a failure, or I'll call it a mistake, dumping more time and staying in that situation longer doesn't make it not a mistake. It makes it more of like, if you're worried about, okay, what are people going to say if, I quit my job that pays well, and, people look at that and say, oh, you should love to have that job, whatever it is. Or you're married and you've gotten into, you've been sitting in a rough spot and you're considering a divorce, and, oh, what are people going to say? Okay, look at it now for however long you've been in that. Even if it is a failure, dumping more time into it doesn't make it not a failure. If it's a failure, then it's kind of like you look back on it later going, well, that was ridiculous. Why did I spend an extra 10 years in that, or 5 years, or whatever the case may be? So throwing time at a situation doesn't make it magically it doesn't make it magically transform into something else. So if you're sitting in a situation where you feel like it's a failure, you need to consider, if you've tried everything you can try and you feel like it's just not working and it's depleting you, then sometimes the way to transform it into your blessings is to say enough is enough. And, I've learned that lesson. And it looks like pride could be one of the elements that's keeping you there. Like you're afraid of what other people are going to say about your failure. And the reality is, and I've said this before, people, I think, overestimate how much other people are going to think about them or other people are going to talk about that. They might for a day or two or whatever, but I mean, nobody's sitting there going, oh my gosh, can you remember 8 years ago, Susie across the street did that. You know what I mean? Like, people don't do that. So don't get caught up on what's everybody else going to think. Your goddess card, Hathor, receptivity. Allow yourself to receive. This will increase your intuition, energy, and ability to give to others. So this is that, with the receptivity, remember that it's not just all about what can you give of yourself into a situation. It's with the receptivity, it's also about balance. It's finding that balance of, yes, I'm giving, but I'm also receiving. Because sometimes over giving masks the fact that something's not working. It's like, oh, well, here, if I just keep trying and doing more and more and more, but you need to be open to receiving, because then once you do start receiving your blessings, you'll get more of a sense of, there should be this balance, this give and take. All right. And then we also have this card that says, bliss is worth creating from, for, and then back to from. So this kind of goes along with the whole thing of creating your own experience, transforming whatever bad experience you're in into something better, like transform it so that you can get your blessings. So that card is about how you transform things to be able to receive your blessings, and manifesting from a balanced position of happiness. I don't manifest from a position of fear and doubts and anger and things like that. So that was our message for our fire signs. And now let's move on to our earth signs. So that is our Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Let's see what message is coming through for you. The Empress. And I think this one came up for earth signs at the end of last week as well. So this is that creative feminine energy. And so it's like, how do you create a different experience? Like, how do you sit in that flowing abundance and nature? So if you're trying to get to this point of blessings, and actually, the lady's dress that she's wearing is kind of the same color as Beverly's. But how do you get yourself into that position where it's this more loving, nurturing, creative energy that's shining through? Death. So how do you get yourself into that position? Death. And this is, I'm learning that endings are merely beginnings. And so this is that reminder, and it's funny, look at how much that matches her hair. So it's that reminder that sometimes these blessings are coming because something is ending. So something that's been weighing heavily on you, that's kind of occupying all of your energetic or emotional bandwidth or whatever, sometimes that needs to end. So whether it's a matter of you cutting yourself mentally from going there and thinking about that, or if it's a situation that needs to change, something that needs to end, that's only something you'll know based on your own situation, but something has got to end to be able to give you that new beginning, to be able to give you those blessings that you want coming through. Guinevere, true love. The romantic stirrings in your heart have propelled the universe to deliver great love to you. So those kind of go together. So something is ending to be able to bring in great love for you. But, if you're in some situation that is challenging you, that's really, like I said, just occupying all your mental and energetic bandwidth, you're not in a position to be able to receive love. Like you don't have enough capacity to do that. So you need to let go of what isn't serving you and be able to focus on yourself so that you can bring in and draw in that love for you. So the jumper card was celebrate your wins, and then it says the good kind. So all of these are going together. Like when you look at the color palette, all these are going together. So celebrate your wins. Sometimes death may feel like it's a big loss, but depending on what the situation is, it could be a win for you. And, the good things. So the good things are coming in here. I feel like that really goes with her. So the universe wants to bring in good things. That wants to bring in blessings for you. It wants you to have that feeling of abundance, but it's saying you don't have the capacity for it right now because you're holding on to something that isn't right for you. So that has been today's reading. Things for you to keep in mind as you make your way through today. So as always, take only what resonates, and I wish you peace and joy along your journey. Until next time.